So as you guys know, I went ahead and ordered myself the cheapest gaming PC on eBay. It turned out to be a massive scam and actually a really low-end PC. So I thought I'd make the most of it and do an FPS boost guide for all you people with low-end PCs out there. And that did really well. So today we're going to be looking at the best PvP client to use on a low-end PC. So how this video is going to work is we're going to be checking out each of the different clients. We're going to be doing a little single player world test and then doing some PvP on hypixel with each of the clients, seeing which one gives us the best FPS and which one you should use out there. Let me know in the comment section down below which clients you guys use out there. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and installed some clients here. So we've got the Salwyrr Client, Tecknix Client, Lunar Client, Badlion Client, and we're going to be using my Notro Client as well. And we're going to be seeing in this video what client gives us the best FPS on this low-end system that I'm currently on right now. As you saw in my last video, we did a load of Windows optimizations to try and make this computer run as well as possible. But in this video, we're going to be finding out what the best client is to use if we want to get the most FPS. I know there's other clients out here, but these are the ones that we're going to be using in this video. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 of this with other clients. And yeah, without further ado, let's start things off with Lunar Client. Alright, so we finally got Lunar Client all loaded up. I had loads of updates to do, so here we are finally. So it looks like they've got a Christmas update going on right now, so probably not the best for FPS with all these animations and stuff going on. We've also got some music down here that I've muted. But yeah, let's just hop into single player and see. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this because I have actually set this client up properly. Let me just go into full screen here. So yeah, I have actually set up this client, as you can see here. If we go into the mods, I've kind of disabled most of the mods apart from the kind of essential ones, or the ones that you'd really need really. I've also gone into the video settings, although this will probably stay the same whatever client that I'm using. So yeah, we're getting a good kind of 70, 80 FPS. It's a little bit worse than before. Okay, we're into the hundreds now. That's not too bad. But yeah, in my last video, I was getting like well over like 100, 200. I don't really know what's happened. Maybe it's the new update or whatever. Let's try and go on hypixel and just play like a duel or something. Alright, so we just hopped into a hypixel duel here. And as you can see, my FPS has got a lot better now. We're like well into the 140s, 164. Pretty nice. This map's got a reasonable amount of chunks that it needs to load in. So it's not too difficult. But yeah, it is a super flat kind of world. So my FPS is going to be good. And yeah, my in-game sounds aren't working either because my capture card's playing up. I can either have them off or I can have them playing twice. So yeah, I think I know which one I prefer. Anyway, that guy was a little rookie there. So I've kind of set up the client with all the mods I'd normally have, like keystrokes, CPS, FPS. And I think I'm going to do that for each of the clients. But yeah, I've got really used to PvPing on this system now. Like before it was like just pain. But now I'm actually quite good at it. A little bit of FPS improvements and you know, I'm back to my old skills. Look at this. And we won again. GG. So yeah, I don't know how else we can really test the clients. That was duels. It's not the most difficult thing to run. I suppose the hub is also a good FPS test as well. If we go into like the main lobby here, where all the massive like big builds and stuff, as you can see, that it does start to struggle a bit. It is still quite playable. You know, we're getting a good 50, good 99, 100. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, it's playable, but yeah, the FPS kind of fluctuates a little bit depending on kind of where we are. And also shout out to Yusei as well for hooking me up with some Lunar cosmetics. I've got his bandana on here and I've got his cape as well. So if you are a Lunar Client user and you want some new cosmetics, definitely check out Yusei's cosmetics. But yeah, that was Lunar Client. Let's go over and check out Badlion Client now and see what the FPS is like on there. And yeah, I'll be really interested actually because a lot of people in my comments say that Badlion's quite good for FPS. So yeah, let's put that to the test. Alright, so I've just opened up Badlion Client here and we've got a nice little welcome screen here. So it shows us all the stuff. Pretty cool, but we're going to go ahead and skip the tutorial because I'm pretty sure I know how to use Badlion Client. Just exit the news here. Got themes. And yeah, this is a lot cleaner than I imagined Badlion Client to be. Wow. This looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do a single player test. This is completely vanilla. I haven't even set up the client properly yet. It's got the same video settings it looks like. But yeah, let's see our FPS. So we're on about 37, 30, 40 FPS. So yeah, not as good as Lunar, but we'll go ahead and mess around with some settings here. So let's go ahead and turn off like all the mods that we're not going to use. So if we go to settings, go to better frames. We've got the FPS boost enabled by default here. Let's just go on all our settings here. Let's just enable all of these settings here. Yeah, so basically everything kind of the best you'd want it for performance. We've got better frames enabled on Badlion Client. So it looks like this is as good as we're going to get it, really. So yeah, let's try and play some hypixel now. Right, here we are in the duels lobby, and just like on Lunar Client, we're kind of at 30 FPS in the hub. I think that's just going to be standard throughout this video. But yeah, let's hop into a duel here and see what we're like. Oh, straight away, it's so much smoother. We're into like the 80, kind of 100 FPS area. But yeah, let's see what the PvP is like. Ah, there we go, GG. Yeah, that did feel quite smooth actually. Like on Lunar, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the old animations or something. Because I noticed that the old animations are on by default. I'd say it feels a little bit smoother on Badlion, but I might have to go back on Lunar to try and compare the two off camera. Definitely feels like I can just look at this. This guy doesn't really know what he's doing, but you know, we can just destroy people. I love it. A lot of people seem to use Badlion Client from what I can see. A lot of people have got the little icon next to their name tags. GG. Alright, let's go in the lobby and see what kind of FPS we're getting there. Let's go to the main lobby here and have a little walk around. And yeah, we're getting, yeah, about 30 FPS, 40. Definitely feels a lot more choppy. And yeah, let's just walk down here like we did in Lunar. Yeah, we get about 100 in kind of these lower areas. But yeah, it's, I'd say it's about the same as Lunar Client, honestly. It's literally all up to preference right now. I think their FPS settings are pretty much on par with each other. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. If you want to use Badlion Client, go for it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and check out Tecknix Client next. All right, here we are on the Tecknix Client main menu. Once again, let's go to our single player world here and check out our FPS. Okay, so we're on our single player world here. And we've got the FPS mod on already, which is quite good. So yeah, we're getting about 30 FPS, 10 FPS. It's not the best right now. So I've just gone ahead and turned down my render distance here. And yeah, it's not the best, honestly. We're getting about 30 FPS. Let me just enable toggle sprint here. Let's go ahead and enable the FPS boosting module here. Let's go into the settings. Let's just enable all of this. So yeah, we've got a little bit of an improvement now. So we're getting around 50. We are looking down a bit there actually. So if we just kind of look forward, we're getting about 60 FPS. 40 when we've got to load in some chunks. But yeah, let's go on hypixel and try and run some duels on there. Right, so we're in the duels hub here. And we're getting a good solid 10 FPS. Yeah, this is very, very choppy. If you can't tell already in the video. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we're kind of capping out at about 60. I'm not sure if we definitely don't have VSync on or anything like that. I don't know why it's just going to 60 and that's it. So yeah, it looks like this is kind of the best it's going to get really for Tecknix Client. It is a really nice client on my main computer, but maybe not the best option if you've got a low-end PC out there. It's kind of playable, but it doesn't feel as smooth as Lunar or Badlion. It just feels like it's just really choppy. Like I can't move my mouse around as much as I used to. Like I want to be able to play in at least 100 on kind of a super flat duels map. But it seems we're kind of capping out at 60 here. Let's go to the main lobby here. This is probably where it's going to struggle a little bit. Yeah, we're getting a good 17 FPS here. This probably looks really bad on the video. I do apologise. But yeah, I don't think I can render this video in any lower FPS than about 30. So yeah, even when we're looking down and in this kind of area where we'd normally get about 100 on Lunar or Badlion, it's yeah, still the highest we can possibly get is 60. So yeah, a little bit disappointing from Tecknix Client. Anyway, we're now going to check out one of our first clients for non-premium or cracked, which is called the Salwyrr Client. So yeah, let's hope that's a little bit better. Alright, so I've just gone ahead and made a free account here. And let's just go and make a new creative world. For some reason, Salwyrr Client kind of separates itself from other versions of Minecraft. So it might not be a fair test, but we'll see what kind of biome we're in. Okay, so it's a fairly similar world to the one that we've been using. So all our video settings have been reset. So let's go ahead and make them all good. Oh, it looks like they have saved actually. It's getting about 60 FPS, which is quite good actually. But for some reason, I feel like we could get more. If we go into performance here, let's go ahead and turn off smooth frames here, see if that makes a difference. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of fluctuating quite a bit now. So we can get 60, but we can also get kind of under 60, a little bit over 60. So yeah, a little bit more than Tecknix Client, but not as good as Badlion or Lunar. All right, so we've just registered on hypixel here. Now, normally they don't have the same hub as hypixel. They don't have the Christmas one on right now. But yeah, we'll just have a little walk around and do that bit first. So yeah, it does feel quite smooth. You know, we're getting a good 60 FPS here, which is pretty playable. It's not quite like Tecknix Client was with like a good 30 FPS, 10 FPS I think it was in some places. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely good. We're getting like our hundreds here like we normally get kind of around this area. Yeah, it's not too bad, honestly. Now, we don't have duels on hypixel, so we're just going to have to go ahead and go on hypixel PvP, which is pretty much like kit PvP, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the map is pretty much the same, really. We've got kind of like our super flat areas here. And yeah, we're getting about 85. So numbers-wise, it isn't the best compared to, say, Lunar or Badlion. But for some reason, I feel like it still feels really smooth, even though we're not well into the hundreds of FPS. Right, let's go ahead and do some PvP here. Oh no, we've got the default texture pack on. No. We've got high fire. I can't PvP, I can't see. Let's try out the pit instead. It might be a bit less crazy. Yeah, here we go. Now we're well into the hundreds of FPS here. This is more like it. This definitely feels a lot smoother. And we've got a lot more people as well. Ooh, okay, we're low there. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely playable. You know, I could do a bit of hypixel pit for quite a while now. The FPS, like I said, it's kind of fluctuates, really. Like, 1 minute I could be at 100 FPS, next minute I could be around 60. But a playable 60. Like, it's got quite a nice smoothness to the client overall, which is quite good on low-end PCs. Yeah, I think I can understand why people like playing on this client. But yeah, we're going to go and move ahead and go to the last client that we're going to be featuring in this video, and that is the Notro Client. All right, here we are on the Notro Client. Finally a client that I know like the back of my hand. So let's go into options here. Make sure all our settings are the same. Let's go into our single player worlds here and see what the FPS is like on my client. So we'll just load in a world here. We're getting about 30, 40 FPS, which isn't too bad, really. It's not as good as, say, Lunar or Badlion, but it's getting there. Let me go into my mods here and disable some of this. But yeah, it's a pretty lightweight client, the Notro Client. There isn't too much going on. I mean, yeah, we're getting about, we've got about 70 there. And if we fly around with toggle sprint on and let all the chunks load in, we've got about 100 there. Wow, it's definitely got a lot smoother. Okay, it's pretty good. Okay, so here we are in the duels lobby. Yeah, about the same as the Tecknix Client. About 10 to 20 FPS. Let's go ahead and join a duel here. But yeah, we're into like the kind of low hundreds here. Definitely playable. I could definitely PvP with this. Can we win our first duel using the Notro Client? Yes, we can. GG. So yeah, if you just watch my FPS there, like I said, yeah, about the low hundreds. All right, let's just get this guy here. GG. So yeah, I mean, it is playable, but I was expecting a little bit more FPS out of my client. I'm not going to lie. Okay, we're on a different map here. This one seems a little bit more with it. We have got some structures and stuff here, but there isn't like a roof or anything that it needs to load in. And yeah, we're into like 120 now, so that's pretty good. I can see why people say that the Notro Client does give them good FPS. I'd say it's probably a little bit better than Salwyrr Client, honestly. Oh, that was my last arrow. And let's finish him off. GG. There we go. So yeah, PvP on basically all of these clients in this video has been good. Let's go ahead and go to the lobby here. Go to the main lobby and have a little walk around. So yeah, as I expected, Oh, we're actually getting in 30 FPS. It's not quite like 10 or 20 like in the duels lobby. We're getting about 40 here. It's not too bad. Oh, 60. If we go around here, let's see if we can get 100. Yep, there we go. We're into like the hundreds. Here we go. It's pretty good, actually. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, honestly, Notro Client has kind of surprised me. I thought it would be the same as Tecknix Client, maybe. But yeah, I'd say Notro Client is probably the most lightweight out of all the clients that I've tried. Obviously, all the clients that I've tried have had a launcher. The Notro Client doesn't. It doesn't have flashy menus or anything like that. It's just a fairly clean, low-key client, like I've said many times before. And it does pay off on low-end systems like this. So, conclusion to this video. If you're a premium player, I'd suggest either Lunar or Badlion. Badlion does feel a little bit smoother than Lunar. I'm not sure if it's just me. If you're a crack player, I'd definitely recommend checking out Notro Client. This isn't like a fake video or anything. Like, this is genuinely the result that it's given me. I've tried to keep this test as fair as possible. It's a little bit difficult to do with Salwyrr Client. So yeah, I'd highly suggest Notro Client. You guys should definitely go check it out. I'll leave the link to it in the description. In fact, I'll leave the link to all the clients I featured in this video in the description. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 of this video where I test out some more clients, because there's so many more clients out there that I can test this with. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, you might be watching this in 2022. So if that is the case, Happy New Year. And I will see you next video. Peace.